In the event your client does not have the CAD program but would still like to be involved in the design process, you can ship them a DWF file. DWF stands for Design Web Format, and the DWF file allows for easy viewing and marking up of CAD drawings. In this lesson, we'll print a drawing to DWF. On my screen I have a drawing that I would like to share with the client, and my client would not only like to view this file, he would also like the opportunity to mark it up such that I can make changes. So I'm going to print this file to DWF. To do that, I'll move up and click the plot icon, and in the plot dialog box we can see that the plotter is already set to DWF6E plot. This is a virtual printer that is pre-installed with AutoCAD, so I can simply come down and click OK to convert this drawing into a DWF. Since I'm printing this to a file, I'll save it in the Exercises Files folder within the Sharing Data directory. I'll keep the default name and I'll click Save. When the print is finished, I'm going to right click on the Plot and Publish icon, and I'll choose View Plotted File, and this will open the drawing in Autodesk Design Review. This is a viewer created by Autodesk to work with DWF files. Now when it comes to viewing, you'll find that you can pan and zoom in this environment, much like we can in AutoCAD. Where Design Review goes beyond a simple viewer is through this ribbon tab at the top. Our customer or client can use these tools to query or mark up the drawing as well. For example, let's do a measurement. I'm going to launch the length command, and I will click the endpoint here and the endpoint here. And you could see the measurement matches the original drawing. I'll press escape when finished. I will then click the measurement and press delete to remove it from the drawing. We can also do angular measurements. I'll click the center of this circle, the center of this one, and then I'll grab the intersection of the center line and the large circle. I'll then click the vertex and I can pull out the measurement. When I'm finished, I'll press escape, and then I can select this measurement and press delete to remove it. If you would like to add some directions to this file, we can use the tools up here in the draw panel. I'm going to launch the text box command. I will then click and hold to create a rectangle, and then I'll type change diameter. I'll then click on screen, and when finished, this note can then be dragged around the screen. I can also use the green grip to change the rotation. I'll press escape when finished. Design Review also makes it easy to add clouds or bubbles to a drawing. I'm going to launch the Polycloud tool, and then I can click points on screen to highlight a specific area. For more of a freehand markup, we can click the freehand tool. Using this tool, we can draw simply by holding down to the left mouse button. I'm going to zoom out. I'll pan the drawing up. Design Review also gives us several stamps that we can add to the file. I'm going to select the approved stamp, and then I'll click place it near the bottom of the title block. So Design Review offers us a nice collection of tools that allows our client to collaborate on the design, even if they don't have AutoCAD. When they're finished, mark up the drawing, they can simply come up and save the file and ship it back to us. I'm going to close Design Review. I won't save changes, and we'll return to AutoCAD. Let's click plot one more time, and in the plotter list you may notice that there is a second DWF option here, DWFX. Now, why do we have this version? DWFX is a newer version of the DWF format. This version can be opened in Design Review. It can also be opened using your default web browser. I'm going to select the DWFX printer, and I'll click OK to print the file. I'm going to print this version out on the desktop. And when the file is finished, I'm going to bring up my Windows Explorer, and to open this drawing I'm going to right click. I'll come down to Open With, and Internet Explorer shows up in my menu. In yours it may not. If that's the case, you can choose a default program, click the Browse button, and then in the Internet Explorer folder select the executable for the Internet Explorer program. I'll then make sure Internet Explorer is selected from the list. In my case, I don't want to use Internet Explorer every time I open one of these files. So I'll remove the check and I'll click OK. I will then allow the block content, and you can see that I'm able to view this DWFX file in my native web browser. If we look at the top of the screen, you'll find many of the same tools that we had in Design Review. Using DWF files, more people on your design team can be involved in the collaborative process. Master this DWF concept and you are one step closer to a paperless workflow for your designs.